How do you cut 27 minutes from The Wizard of Oz? We are getting closer and closer to the grand opening of Wizard of Oz at the Sphere in Las Vegas. And among this project's many controversies, one of them, which I find particularly interesting, is that apparently this project has reduced the film's runtime to only 75 minutes. That means they cut 27 minutes. Obviously, you shouldn't be cutting The Wizard of Oz. But if you did have to cut 27 minutes from The Wizard of Oz and still have it be a coherent film, what 27 minutes would you cut? That's the question I asked myself, and now I'm here to present that list to you. Opening of the film. We're keeping the lion, we're keeping and the title card Wizard of Oz, but then we're going to cut the credits that show the names of all the actors. We're going to cut that beautiful dedication, and it's going to go straight from the title card Wizard of Oz to Dorothy and Toto running down the road. This will cut approximately 1 minute. Next, I hate to say it, we're cutting Zeke, Huck, and Hickory. We are cutting the farmhands. We're going straight from Dorothy talking to Aunt Em about the chicks and all of that, to Aunt Em saying, "Dorothy, find yourself a place where you won't get into any trouble." And then we go straight into Over the Rainbow. That effectively cuts 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Then we dive straight into Miss Gulch. The Miss Gulch scene is remaining virtually untouched. This is the main conflict. Miss Gulch takes Toto. Toto escapes. Dorothy's like, "Oh no, we have to get away. We have to run away." And then they run away. But we are next going to cut Professor Marvel. This is effectively giving us 4 minutes. This gets us straight into the Twister scene within the first 10 minutes of the Sphere experience, of the experience. And that's the first big visual piece of the film, so it makes sense that Sphere would want to get there quickly. I don't think there's a ton you can cut from the Twister section because musically it's pretty precise, but I do think there's approximately 30 seconds before the music kicks in when Dorothy gets back to the farmhouse. I think we can cut 30 seconds. She just goes into the house, gets hit by the window, and then Twister sequence starts. Next, we move into Technicolor, the Munchkin Land sequence. Now, this is like baby with the bathwater. This is a 7-minute musical sequence. I don't know how, but I think we can trim half of it. So 3.5 minutes from this section. Which 3.5 minutes? I don't want to be the one making that decision. Thankfully, I'm not. But next big cut, the apple trees. If Dorothy and Scarecrow don't encounter the apple trees and get straight to the Tin Man, this gives us a minute. All due respect to Jack Haley, we are also gaining 1 minute by cutting his Tin Man dance in half. So after do-do-do-do, boom, toot toot, after the toot toot, we're cutting straight to the dialogue scene. Next, we're reducing the Cowardly Lion's introduction. He jumps off the cliff, it goes hurrah, hurrah, and then instead of talking to Tin Man and Scarecrow, he goes straight for the kill with Toto, gets slapped by Dorothy. He's like, "What did you do that for? I didn't invite him." That gives us 1 minute. After the Poppy scene, we're cutting the optimistic voices. So we're going straight from the Wicked Witch saying, "Emerald City as fast as lightning," to the quintet, approaching the gates of Emerald City. That buys us about 30 seconds. This one hurts. When we get to Emerald City into Merry Old Land of Oz, we are cutting the Wash and Brush Up Company. I know. I'm not happy about it either, but that's the only part of this sequence that's expendable. Okay, this next cut is the only one that I kind of support. It's admittedly my least favorite part of the whole movie. This is my biggest unpopular opinion when it comes to Wizard of Oz. We're cutting King of the Forest. King of the Forest adds nothing to this movie. We don't need King of the Forest. That buys us 3 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm not going to miss it. When Dorothy and friends enter the wizard's chamber, we're going to cut the part when the wizard addresses the Tin Man and the Scarecrow. So he's going to go straight from talking to Dorothy to talking to Cowardly Lion and Cowardly Lion fainting. That will buy us approximately 1 minute. Haunted Forest sequence and Flying Monkey stays completely intact. That is visually spectacular. It'll be amazing in the Sphere. The next big cut that we're making, again, this is unpopular, I'm sorry, but it has to be done. We're cutting Auntie Em in the crystal ball. So it's going to go straight from the Wicked Witch of the West saying, "I can't wait forever to get those shoes," to Toto finding Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion in the Haunted Forest. So we can shave approximately 3 minutes off of the sequence when the three friends get to the witch's castle and then, ambush the guards, take their costumes, and then go save Dorothy. After Dorothy is rescued, the friends are going to run down the stairs. We are now going to cut the scene where the chandelier is cut, the scene where the witch throws the hourglass. No. They're going to escape down the stairs, and then we're going to go straight into the melting scene. This will buy us around 90 seconds. Next, we're going to cut around 30 seconds of the wizard's goodbye speech to the citizens of Oz when he's in the balloon. He's going to say, "We're going to the outer stratosphere." We cut straight to the cat. Toto jumps out of the basket. Then we're leaving the rest of that scene intact. And the next cut is just going to be the last 30 seconds of credits. Again, showing us the names of the people who worked on the movie. Now, yes, it might seem a little weird that at the end we'll have her greeted by her friends from the farm as well as Professor Marvel, because remember, we cut them from the beginning of the movie. But I do think that it is bookended nicely. If we have only one Oz counterpart in the first act of this Sphere version of the film, that being Miss Gulch, then that's kind of like the incentive for the nightmarish part, but then she meets all these beautiful friends, and it's almost played like the reveal is that they all had counterparts as well in Kansas, and we don't meet them until the very end, but by then we have a sense of what their relationship is with Dorothy and why that, affected her in her dreamland. I don't know. Anyway, that's how I would do it. How would you cut 27 minutes from this movie? Let me know in the comments. Okay.